Using lies as alibis. That that's what should have been the title of this particular broadcast. Using lies as alibis. Again, I said I wasn't going to speak no more of this, and hopefully I will get this out of my system so I can move on in a more positive way. Because, like I predicted last night, um, people can't behave as adults, rational, insane adults, which is really, 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 really bizarre to me. Last night I had a show about the crew not being the crew anymore, because the other two members had spoke their truth, and they had spoken their piece. And so I'm like, well, since I'm being called crazy and a brainwasher and psychotic and not able to be apologetic and all that kind of insanity, because when you resort to name calling, that's only a way to kind of obviously make yourself feel better about yourself, make you feel better about yourself. Um, I have no ill willings to, ill sorry, I have no ill feelings toward anyone. Um, Things happen, things get out of control, and sometimes there's a impasse where that you can't come back from, and that's exactly what happened in my case with Donovan from the crew, um, and our non-crew related issues. Well, not even issues, issue. Because people can't seem to get over themselves. I know you guys have heard a lot of different things. It's funny, after I had my particular show on the 5 by 5, there was another little quip, because I predicted it. I'm like, this is going to continue and continue and continue. And but this, I'm just going to put it on here because this is actually the crew site where we did our shows. And I'm like, well, that needs to be there, and that's what I'll leave up. I'm going to take my personal, because I don't want that negativity on my particular show. If this stays up for whatever, or whomever takes it down, whatever, it's fine. But I think that the record still needs to be set straight, because I think I listen to it. Of course, I want to listen because I need to be able to rebut some of the lies, but I won't listen anymore, because I have nothing to gain from lying on anyone. Nothing. We were not under contract. We did it as fun. I created this show. It was my idea, and I, David, chose to bring Donovan, Lord, Iconoclast, into the mix. I asked him, and he's saying I'm lying. He said, this. He plays some that lies. Yeah, he played that on his show wherever, and I mean, it was funny because even though I did predict that, and he says, I guess, Dave, I don't listen to people's show I don't like. I don't care if you don't like me, and that's easy, but you just made yourself sound silly because. Anyhow, I'm not going to resort to name calling because I think it's silly and petty, and we are grown people, and it doesn't make sense. But to that point, he has said on there, "Ooh, David," and he said this and called me. I think he maybe called me crazy again or something. And I'm not the one that lied, and he's the one that lied to you. Good night. And I'm like, and guys, he'll probably delete the ones. Look at the show he did about Desert Rose. Look at the show he did about Debbie Daly. I'm sure I'll get a full expose on me. I'm flattered. Um, because again, there's no reason for me to lie. But I said last night, perception is reality. I can't speak your truth because you own that. Whether it's not true or how I see things, that's your truth. I can't take that away from you because you own that. So if that's your perception of reality, then that's what it's going to be. I don't need the drum of support. I don't need allies. If you have other friends siding with you, if he has other friends siding with him, that is fine. If they're your friends, then that's what they're supposed to do if they're crazy. And, and so, like I said, I never needed that. I still don't need that because I would have to care enough about people who play silly, juvenile, teenage girl mind games online. I would have to care about that enough to actually be heard or be insulted. The only thing that the problem I had was I don't want you lying on me. I don't want you trying to disparage my name. You think people think they're being cute by putting my name out and connecting it with me having a psychotic break. Since you're not a psychologist and you can't make that determination, I'm going to handle that in my own way, and I will show you, you know, all the stuff that you claimed that Debbie Daly did all the stuff that he claimed that Debbie Daly did to him, but chose not to do anything about it. I'm going to show how it's done. So, furthermore, it's sad because again, I did nothing to this person. And then he's on the show calling the other host a feeble mind sycophant. Why call the boy? The boy never did anything to you. Out of the three of us, he was probably the most, the nicest. Donovan and I both have very, 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 very strong personalities. I know I have a strong personality, and my ability to forgive. You can't psychoanalyze me unless you look at yourself. And again, there's no reason for me to lie. About me starting the crew. You can say what you want, but that's true. If anyone wants to see the crew conversations about how the inception, it's all in. We have a chat called the Crew Biz on my Facebook page, so you can add me as a friend at www.facebook.com/DavidATL. That's DAVIDATL. I will add you to that chat so then you can read and see the truth. I can also add you to the conversations, and all of them, I have nothing to hide, to the conversations that Donovan and I had. Just add me on Facebook because I'm going to put them up, because like I said, I cannot be called a liar when I didn't lie. I will put them up for everybody to see on my website, and that's the 5x5 .blogspot.com, and the fives are it's THE the number 5 BY the number 5 at blogspot.com. And it's going to be a page. I haven't did it yet. It's going to be called The Crew Finale, and that's and then you'll be able to. I'll post a link or whatever, and you can see, for those who don't want to add me as a friend on Facebook, to see those particular chats. But I really shouldn't have to resort to that. But I can't let somebody say that I'm not being truthful when the only thing I did, and this started a few weeks ago. I guess, and thing is, at first it had nothing to do with him. I didn't even tell, because I knew how this was going to play out. I didn't even tell this person why Debbie, me and Debbie Daly had a confrontation in her chat room. I was on her turf in her show, and she was saying something I didn't particularly like. I didn't have to say anything, but I chose to. And what I had said to Debbie Daly, because she was explaining about how a black man said that he was going to kill her or some kind of nonsense. I don't remember exactly all the content that she put out there that particular night. And I said, well, it's fine that you keep on explaining what's happened, but you keep on using the N-word. And she was trying to relate the N-word to saying cracker, which I was telling them that's not the same thing. And then since her and Donovan, Iconoclast, has had on this ongoing feud for whatever reason. Um, and there's been a lot of stuff. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not true. All I know is no one has done anything to me. And she told me to run back to Iconoclast like I was some follower or sheep that couldn't make up his own mind. So I informed Debbie. I said, "Hey, Iconoclast has nothing to do with me," and that's true. No one controls me, and unless you wasn't in the process of creating me, and that would my parents, then you really have nothing to, you don't control how I conduct my life, whether it is online or offline. And so we had that exchanged, and she said, "Okay, I'm sorry, whatever." So that was cool. That was fine. I wasn't there to be friends with her. I wasn't. I was just listening because I seen something interesting that I thought I wanted to hear, because I wanted to hear some of the stuff that she was spouting over there. I hear all these things, and you guys have all heard this stuff about Debbie Daily this, Debbie Daily this. I don't know her. I know she was on Blog Talk Radio, and there was drama there, and people doing all this kind of crazy stuff. Adults, mind you, are behaving in this manner, and so she and so the next night, and I didn't even tell Donovan about and the reason I'm saying this because last night I was in my feelings. I had time to sleep and have some coffee, and so I can speak more eloquently on the matter without being in my feelings, without a lot of people in the chat room. um and so the next night I have a show, whatever I was talking about. It could be anything, I'd talk about some shit here and there. And so Donovan's in my chat room, and like he normally does, we always supported each other's shows. Um, and so he's in the chat room, then she pops in. And she says, I don't know what she says. Oh, she said I was good or something, and this the little talk. It didn't matter to me. She didn't use the N word. It didn't matter to me. And since but I'm supposed to kick her out of the room and act a fool, and he's saying stuff in the chat room, and she's cozying up to you. Little did he know that why she was in my room had nothing to do with him. Yes, she knew I was his friend, but she didn't know that he was going to be in my chat room that night. And yet, and what if she did? So what? I don't let people affect me to the point that I can't think rationally. If that were me, I'm like, oh, she's in here tripping, and that would be funny to me. Oh, I gotta ban this person. Why for? That doesn't make sense. If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen, baby. So. And so then he left, and so I was trying to chat, like, why did you leave? Why would you let her run you off? And so he was like, just come to me when your show's over. Fine. So when I ended my show, and I was cordial. It's not like I was trying to be her ace boon coon, because that's not what I do. I've heard some of the things that she has said. Not that I particularly care one way or the other, because sometimes you don't pay attention to that nonsense and that negativity and that craziness. You just don't, because if that's the case, you would walk around all day long mad at people. And this is online stuff. This is teenage girl stuff. This is what little girls do.